I bet you had a similar thought. Like when I came here, I was worried about how I was going to measure up to my classmates, and wondering because I hadn't been in a traditional industry or traditional business setting, whether or not I was going to be able to think up to par with my classmates, or whether or not they would value my opinions. So I had kind of a lot of anxiety around that.
It's been a journey, and I can't say it's still been scary. Like going through the first year here for me, at least with all the classes. I mean, I'd never even taken an economics class before, not even in high school. I don't know how I escaped that. I did some severe humanities classes that tested me out of that. I don't know, but that was, now I'm looking back at my high school and being like, you did me a huge disservice. But yeah, so for me, I'm still learning, and I'm not sure I'm fully adjusted, but I'm definitely happy that I'm doing this, and
It was during O week, week 0.
For us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'll never forget going into the introduction to the case prep.
Yeah. We had that.
The professor's up there introduces the Virgin Airlines.
Yeah.
And when it comes time, starts asking questions from students. And I'd met everyone before. Everyone seemed great, but we hadn't really gotten into the businessy aspects of things. But then they start talking, and sometimes I didn't understand the response at all. I didn't understand the terms they were throwing out, or it was just like, wow, I would never have considered, I would have never thought about it that way. And I was finding it very hard to follow up any of their comments with anything of my own. It was just to me it was a very disjointed conversation, and I was on my heels in many ways. It was like, that was my feeling of realizing that I was in a new environment, and began to realize, okay, how can I add value here? And I didn't figure out in that short hour. I didn't figure out how to really come in and add value to the class.
There's a lot of people that are going to talk a lot during class. That doesn't mean they're more intelligent or less intelligent. Just pick up your mind, even if it's politically incorrect. It's going to be fine. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. Totally fine. Speak your mind. If people don't like it,
Doesn't matter.
It will probably add some value to the conversation.
I think the most interesting things that I've learned in class came from people that had a radically different perspective as the one that I had.
Patrick? Absolutely. So feel free to speak your mind.
I disagree.
The biggest difference is that the classrooms are much smaller than in Austria. I think a fifth of the size. People are much more engaged and open. They offer their opinions at any time. And what helped me a lot was actually that professors were really open and approachable. I could talk to them about any topic, and even if I made some mistakes in class, they were not only forgiving, they were happy to explain if something is wrong or not the way they think.
In our study group, we were pretty open with each other, and we made that a point up front, especially with things like language and cultural references and all that stuff. We needed to be upfront and very clear about what we were talking about, because it's very hard for people to understand things outside of context that people are not used to hearing or being associated with. So, we just created a very open culture inside our group, so that the two internationals can just ask questions and be like, what are you talking about? What does this mean? I don't.
Either I'm oblivious or just very naive, but I'd say my interactions are very positive with people, and people value my background, and show no signs of discrimination. But maybe it's there. I don't know. Maybe people talk about that farmer in class and how stupid he is. But I wouldn't know. At least Haas do a great job of keeping it under wraps.
Any
edit that part out.
So other international students, I was here in this country for last 3 years, 1 year at Haas and 2 years prior to that. But I felt more as a part of this country and this community during my time at Haas than before. So this clearly says out how inclusive this whole culture and community is. I didn't feel so much to be part of US, and I always felt like I've come from some other land and I don't understand this culture before Haas. But here, people are here from 40 countries. Everybody is pretty much being who they are. That's what the best part of Haas community is. It loves you for being what you are, and it loves your perspective. So many people come to me to ask about India. Half of the class is doing IBD. They really want to understand the world out in Asia there, and professors welcome your input in class. So I feel this is the ideal place which kind of is informing me about the US culture as well as letting me be myself. And on top of that, they really have a place for me as a mother as well. So everybody loves my baby here. And I mean, yeah, that's the best part.
That's great.
Of 500 students at Haas, I was the only Indonesian. So the good thing is it pushed me to just know everyone, just to try to know like people from different countries. The bad thing is also the transition is not as easy because the culture is really different. I've been to more than 40 countries traveling, but to live in the US, it's a completely different experience. One realization is when I talk to my friends, they actually feel the same way. So my fellow international friends feel the same because they come from other countries coming to the US, and my fellow Americans actually feel the same as well. They feel that they need to behave differently with the international because they don't want to offend anyone, because here everything needs to be politically correct. When I realized that actually everyone feels as nervous or as uncomfortable as me, that makes me feel kind of comfortable that everyone is actually
in the same shoes.
Yeah, in the same shoes, like in the same boat. And after that, like, okay, I just need to be comfortable and fake it till I make it.
Actually, this is for me first time to live outside of Japan, but it's actually really great living in California. People is great, and especially the Haas people is so nice. And when I brought him to the school event in the courtyard, everyone prayed with him, and he's so excited. So it's great.
Nice. How has your experience at Haas been with your partner Joey?
It's been great. I mean, I think he's felt welcome from day one, which has been really helpful. I never felt like I had to choose between a Haas event or spending time with him. He was always welcome. I think one thing that I need to remind myself of is that I can always, whenever I'm uncomfortable or don't want to meet people, I can always just talk to him. But I need to put myself out there more and not just have conversations with my partner, and actually go out and meet more people. And even though he's welcome and he comes to a lot of events, it's also important for us to meet our own friends and kind of build our own networks as well.
My baby, so I gave birth during October. It was right after our first quarter ended. Yes, fall A ended and before fall B. Timing wise it worked perfectly for me because there was a career prep break in between, but at times it was a bit challenging. And again I said like there were a few people at that time, especially like my study team was the first set of people with whom I came quite close to, and they were so excited for my baby. They made me feel so special. I remember one of my classmates, Andrew Myers, and his wife, they were so helping. They even offered help to shuttle my parents from home to the hospital while we are in the hospital. So this made us feel like so special. And
very out!
Okay, guys. So there are 3 things you really need to know about Americans. So all the internationals out here, listen carefully. 3 things about international. Number 1, they love to drink light beer. It sucks, you have to drink it. Number 2, they like to wear tank tops. Yes, they don't know anything about fashion, just follow along. 3, you need to call them bro or buddy.
Bro.
Man, I used to call people man. That doesn't work. They look at you like, what is this idiot saying? Bro or buddy. Remember, it's gonna change your life.
And your experience in Haas.
I mean, there's some funny things, right? Like, for example, if you call people, they will never pick up, and like they will never call you back unless you leave them a message, which I only got about after 6 months, that you actually have to leave a message for them to reply. Yeah, just the whole habit of if you ask somebody a question and the answer is no, they normally just don't reply, which is extremely annoying, especially if you're trying to set up a business or something, right? Like, not at Haas. I mean, at Haas, your classmates, they can't really avoid you, so they'll normally give you a response. But if you ask any outside advisor or somebody from another company or anything, you write them an email and it never comes back, and you kind of wait for it for a week or 2, because in Switzerland the answer will just be no, I don't have time, or sorry, can't do this right now. While here, if the answer is no, it's just there's no answer. I guess it's this thing of being polite to everybody, which is really cool, which is also makes for very nice small talks, and everybody's always friendly to each other, but it is a bit, yeah, you have to adapt your expectations of it.
The great thing about the social scene at Haas is that everyone is really open to meeting other people, and we also understand that everyone has different interests and different priorities in life. One of the most exciting events that I was happy to be a part of last year was actually a barbecue at UC Village. We realized, it's really hard for people in the village to kind of be in class, maybe go home and then come back to campus, and maybe their partners are at home, or maybe they have kids back at home in the village. And so we really wanted to bring kind of the rest of the Haas community to them. So we hosted a barbecue out at the village, and it was a great mix of village people and non-village people. People brought their pets, their children, their partners, and it was a really great way for us to get to know each other in just a different setting, but still a great way to kind of hang out and enjoy the beautiful Berkeley weather.
California, here we come, right back where we started from.
I actually attended a business case competition with an American and a friend from Thailand, and we worked with Bosch on electric cars, which was, first of all, through Haas, so amazing experience, and second of all, working with an American and a friend from Thailand. We came up with an idea for self-driving cars, which I myself would have never come up with. And I think that especially the cultural differences and the diverse backgrounds we all brought to the table made it for us much easier to come up with an exciting idea.
I mean, the resources of the Leicester Center and all the other entrepreneurship resources are really cool, and they're great to put you in touch with people. But the people that really helped me is just the people around me. Like, for example, Albi, our German friend, right? I mean, he used to be a former consultant. He made all our presentations look so perfect. Like it's really, I mean, it's small things, but you go to, and then I went to somebody else for our first financial model that we did. I got help from somebody else for the marketing part, and it's just really cool. You just have people that have done this, cutting edge, like Jana, she's worked at Facebook, and it's just really cool to have all these people, and they're all willing to help you. It's incredible. Like, you write them an email, they normally give you like half a day of their really, really busy week. And it's just really, really cool.
It's a great cycle at Haas. Everyone tries to pull each other up and bring out the best in them. I think that's what makes Haas so special, is that you have such diversity. People come from all different backgrounds, and we have what to others seem like unique skill sets. We share those skill sets, and we help others improve where they might be weak, and we're able to showcase what makes us great at what we do. Together we're growing, and we're learning, and we're becoming better business leaders because of that diversity.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3.
At Haas, European students serve a very specific purpose, which is to make really inappropriate comments using a cute/obnoxious accent.
'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do.
For those of you who are coming from far, far away, that's going to be a change, expect it. That's what you're here for, right? So don't hold back, enjoy the ride, everything's gonna be fine.
I think the best advice that I wish that I had and that I think is really important is to be confident. So it's really easy to be here and feel overwhelmed by all the awesome things that everyone else has been doing and sort of forget how special you are. I think the most important thing is to realize that you're here for a reason. You were picked specifically to be part of this class and you have something really unique to contribute. So be confident, speak up, get involved, and don't forget that you have something really important to say. Get involved.
Stay open. Talk to as many people as you can. Be friendly, and you're definitely going to learn new things from your classmates.
A piece of advice I'd give is to pick and choose your battles. I think during the first year you get pulled in so many different directions, and it took me a while before I could even figure out what I really wanted to do, where I really wanted to spend my time. So take that time, reflect. Don't sign up for everything immediately, and figure out what you care about, and once you've made that kind of decision for yourself, then go all in.
I would say just get to know everyone in your class as much as you can. There are so many great people, and so many different things that you can learn from everyone. That's what has made my experience so wonderful so far.
You can count on me like 1, 2, 3. You'll be there.
Sit some in the water.
I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.